Good evening, everybody. I see one person has already joined us, and I want to welcome you to our live stream where we're discussing and talking about the Hebraic month of Adar Bet. Um, if you don't mind, please let me know who you are by writing your name in the chat box. And so we want to welcome you tonight. Welcome you. We're going to wait a few moments. And all right, we're going to wait and see who shows up before we get started. But again, this is Bernard Bolton, Apostle Bernard Bolton, Coach Bernard Bolton of the Apostolic, of the prophetic lifestyles. I was going to say apostolic, but the prophetic lifestyles. And we are so happy to be on tonight. So happy to be on tonight. All right. So let me see where. All right. All right. I see two people have joined us. Welcome. Welcome. Please write your name in the chat box and let me know who you are. We're going to go ahead and get started in a few more minutes. I always like to wait and see who's going to show up before I get started. But thank you for being here on time. Thank you for being here on time. All right. I seem to be having it's not showing up on my, it's not showing up. Usually I try to watch the live stream on either my phone or my iPad. And for some odd reason, it's not showing up tonight. All right. Okay, so again, we are discussing tonight, we're rather giving the prophetic meaning for the month Adar Bet, because this is the second month of Adar. And we're really excited about what the Lord is showing us and what the Lord is doing in this season. And although we're a little late in giving our prophetic perspective. All right. Hello, Talisha. Good seeing you tonight. Thank you for joining us. All right. So I wonder why my stream is not showing up. Well, yeah. Alicia. Hello, Alicia. I believe, Alicia, you're one of our new subscribers from Houston, Texas. Great city. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight. Thank you so much. All right. So listen, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Let me just remind you, although you're under no obligation to give, we did put a payment link in the chat boxes. So if you're interested in giving, we do have a ministry that you can give to, and you can either give by PayPal or you can give by Cash App. Okay. And also, I want to encourage you to go to our description box and check out some of our resources. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So we're looking tonight at the Hebrew month Adar Bet. And Adar is actually the last month. Hey, Lindale, thank you for joining us. Always a joy seeing you and hearing from you. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right. And so the month of Adar is the last month. It's the last Hebrew month of the Hebrew years, the last month on the Hebrew calendar. Why do we observe, or better yet, why do I do these prophetic discussions and these prophetic talks on the Hebrew month? Because I believe that part of our understanding is to understand. Y'all excuse me. All right, I finally got my last stream up, and again, I just like to keep an eye on it on other channels, and so I believe that the times and seasons, the months, the seasons, the days and years, I believe that they are vitally important to our understanding how we are to live and to prosper. We really, if you have an understanding of time and seasons, and you know how to navigate from season to season, month to month, then you're going to prosper. And so this is one of the reasons why it is an assignment for us to help the people of God to understand why the times and seasons. When God created the heavens and earth, he created within the framework of the heavens and earth time. On the fourth day, God created time. So it's a personal conviction of mine that everything that God did in creation is a prototype for us today. Then Jesus Christ moved in time. Okay, because some people say, well, that's Old Testament, and although I agree that we're not under Old Covenant, we can still learn from the Old Covenant and from the Old Testament, and we can glean principles from the Old Covenant and the Old Covenant and the Old Testament that can actually be a benefit to us. But the fullness of our spiritual reality is in the New Covenant in Yahshua. But guess what? Yahshua, or Jesus, also operated in time. Jesus Christ came in the fullness of time. Jesus Christ never moved out of time. Whenever Jesus is moving, particularly if you will pay attention to his movement in John, he is always moving in time. Okay, he's going to Jerusalem during the Passover. His brothers were trying to get him to go early, and he said, no, I'm not going to go early. I'll go when it's time. He did not perform his first miracle until he had a release from the Father, even though his mother told him to do it, until he had a release from the Father that it was his time. And so Jesus moved by time. He died in time during Passover. Jesus died during time. Hey, Angela, so glad to see you. I've been praying for you. I just want you to know, and I'm not, I hope I'm not embarrassing her, but the Lord often will just call me to pray for you, Angela. And I'll just hear the Lord say, pray for Angela. And so I've been hearing that a lot lately, and I pray that breakthrough is coming and prosperity and all of that good stuff is coming to you. Hello, Yvonne. Thank you for joining us. I think this may be the first time I've seen you on a live stream, and I've been so blessed by your comments as you've been watching some of our other videos. So thank you for joining us tonight. Yvonne, are you in ministry? Okay, because one of the discernments on me is I can discern a person in ministry. All right, a person in ministry. And so, Yvonne, I just want to know, are you in ministry? And I mean vocational ministry, where you are actually a preacher or a teacher, a pastor, or something like that. All right, let me get back. Okay. One of the things y'all notice about me is I like to engage with you as you engage with me. Hello, Lila. Thank you for joining us. Yvonne, okay, I had a discernment that you were in ministry, so we honor you and thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you, Lila, for joining us tonight. All right, so everything that Jesus did, he did in time. And so I think one of the things that help us to understand time is when we move throughout the months. Okay, when we move throughout the months. Well, we welcome you and thank you for joining us tonight. And so this is why every month we try to do this around the first of the Hebrew month. Now, and why the Hebrew month and not the Gregorian calendar? Well, the Gregorian calendar is our calendar. We live by it. But the Hebrew calendar is a prophetic calendar. And these are the times that God has given to us. And matter of fact, God instituted this calendar as we're in the month of Adar, and this is the last month of the Hebrew year. And then next month, which is our month April, we move into the month Nisan, which is the first month. And God said to Israel, this is the beginning. He said, this is the beginning of your calendar, the beginning of your year. And so we start to count the months. Okay. Now again, we're not under the law. We're not Jews. We're not but this is prophetic for us. Okay. This is prophetic for me. I pray it's prophetic for you. And so every month carries a prophetic season. It carries a prophetic meaning to it. And if we understand that season, and this is why I do these at the beginning of the month, or try to. This is, of course, unfortunately, we're now a week within the month, so I'm kind of playing catch up with us. Hello, Brian. Thank you for joining us, sir. I believe we've got a few first time joiners tonight, and we're so encouraged to have you on with us. And so Adar Bet. This is Adar is the last month of the year, but every leap year just like on the Gregorian calendar, our calendar, we have a leap year every 4 years. Every 4 years we have a leap year, and we'll have an additional day added to the month. But the Gregorian calendar is based on the sun. Okay. And so a leap year is necessary in order to keep the calendars aligned. All right. And so, all right, Yvonne. Yvonne says, God bless you. Some things changed during pandemic, not actively attending church except online, but previously active in ministry online, and biblical study. Well, listen, I know the pandemic changed the church, and in a lot of ways that was a good thing. But you are still in ministry, so you just have to keep moving. I know for myself, I've been enjoying doing online ministry. When I was in South Carolina, I did monthly meetings, and but since I've been here in Georgia for 2 years now, which is the beginning of the pandemic, I've been doing everything. And this year we're planning on doing some live meetings, but the online ministry for me has been a real joy. Lady of the Light, thank you for joining us tonight. All right, y'all. So I'm going to try to stay focused, but I told you I got to talk to y'all. So if y'all are talking to me, I'm going to be talking to you as well as giving this prophetic meaning for the month. Okay. I see Cheyenne has joined us. Cheyenne is one of the partners in our network, one of the partners in our ministry, and we're thankful that you're with us tonight. All right. So Adar is the last month of the year. And next month is Nisan, which is the first month of the year. And I'm again talking about the Hebrew calendar. And so because this is a leap year now, on our calendar, the leap year is every 4 years, but on the Hebrew calendar, the leap year is every 2 to 3 years. Okay, and so um, this and unlike our calendar where we have an extra day, okay, on the Hebrew calendar they actually have an extra month. There's an extra month. And so as a result, every 2 to 3 years there is a 13th month in the Hebrew calendar. So this is the 13th month, Adar Bet or Adar 2. Of course, the word Bet is the second letter in the Hebrew letter, and it is also it also represents the number 2. All right. Now, two things I want to say. Adar Bet is called a pregnant month. So this is a pregnant month. Has anyone had a pregnant dream in this month? And it can go back to last month, but if you've had a dream where you were pregnant, and I did a video, one of my videos for the month was on what does it mean to be pregnant. And so if you've had a dream of being pregnant, that means that you are responding prophetically to this pregnant season. And it also means that this is a month to give birth. Okay. And I made a joke about about men having dreams of being pregnant. I don't know any men that are having dreams about being pregnant, but remember that a dream is symbolic and not literal. So there are some things that can occur in a dream that doesn't necessarily represent real life, but it is symbolic, and it is the Lord who is speaking in the midst of it. Okay. All right. So so it is a pregnant month because it is Adar. Adar has given birth to Adar 2. Okay, so Adar 1, which was last month, was pregnant with Adar 2. And now that we're in Adar 2, there has been a birthing. And that is what this month represents. So if you've had a dream of pregnancy, that means that you are in a season to give birth. But as I said in the video, you need to know what you're giving birth to. You may be giving birth to a ministry. You may be giving birth to hey, Shayla, I don't know if I recognize you or not. Thanks for joining us. You may be giving birth to a ministry. You may be giving birth to a dream, a relationship, maybe a new job. But the pregnancy is coming. All right. What has been planted in you? Because pregnancy always begins with creativity. All right, so something was created, something was planted in you, it grew in your heart, it grew in your mind, it grew in your spirit, your soul, and now it is ready for manifestation, or it is ready to be released. Hello, Latrell, good seeing you tonight. All right, and so because we are in a pregnant month, this is a month of birthing. And even if you listen, because again, we're speaking prophetically. So you can actually conceive this month, you can carry it this month, and you can give birth, because we're not bound by the we're not bound by the natural laws, which says that a woman has to carry a child for 9 months and then go through labor and then give birth. And so I feel really strongly tonight that several of you, the Lord wants you to give birth to something that you have been holding on to, and this is the month for you to birth it or to bring it forth. This is the season, because we're not just talking about a literal month, we're also talking about a season, and every month represents a season. And so seasons are linked to activity. So whatever your plans are for the month, whatever your desire is for the month, that also determines your season. Okay, so Adar is called a pregnant month because it has given birth to another month. Adar is also called a leap month. Okay, and leap, that word leap means to jump or to jump into, to leap, to jump over, okay, or to jump into. All right, so as they look, they season to see the vision. Okay, so what is it that God has been showing you? And this is a month for you to see it clearly. All right. And it's because it is a leap month, this is a month of movement. So this is a month for moving. Moving is not always physical or geographic. All right. Moving can simply mean to be activated in your heart, to be inspired. I hope that tonight this live stream is going to inspire some movement in you. All right. In whatever way you need to move, you may need some movement in your health. You may need some movement in your finances. You may need to move in relationships, maybe moving in your relationship with the Lord. Okay. Hello, Prophet Michelle. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right. And then to leap also means to respond to revelation. All right. Hello, Oma, for freedom. God bless you. What an unusual prophetic name. Thank you for joining us. All right. And so leaping also means to respond to revelation. So what have you been hearing from the Lord? Okay. All right. So I need some of y'all to write this in the chat box so others will catch this as I'm giving these points. All right. And so you need to respond to the revelation. So as a pregnant month, it is a month to give birth or to manifest or to bring forth. As a leap month, it means to really jump into the vision, to jump, in response to the revelation. It means to move. All right. So this is a very pivotal as we're ending the year. And remember that the Hebrew calendar, because the Hebrew year is prophetic, there are several new years. Okay. So now we are at the end of the year for the counting of months. And then in the fall, we have Rosh Hashanah, which is the head of the year. Okay. All right. For the head of the year. Well, Michelle, I need you to tell us because you're the prophet. So you're the one that need to release. And I'm saying that respectfully to you. But I'm sharing basically what I've been hearing the Lord say for the month. But anything that you've been hearing from the Lord, please write it in the chat box. Okay. All right. So, so it's always because it's a blessing to have a prophet among us. Okay. All right. Lila says, jump, respond, and move. I'm feeling it. That's right. And I've been feeling it. Lila, I've been feeling it. Because I've been dealing with some stuff that can pull me down. I love you too, Michelle. And I so appreciate your ministry. And I appreciate you. And so, but even in the midst of some of the challenges I've been feeling a shift into happiness and into joy. Okay. Yes, I'm still doing dream interpretation. Matter of fact, you can go into the box. I don't know if you can go into it from where you are, but in the description box, there's a link for dream interpretation. All right. So the word Adar, okay, because the word Adar means glory. All right. So the glory is the weight of the Lord, and it is the weight of his presence. And glory also means it has a lot of meaning. So it means weight, it means wealth, it means the manifest presence of the Lord, where the glory of the Lord, is appearing upon his people. All right. And so one of the things that I like to do is I like to give you the meaning for the month so that we can get something prophetic. So when we look at the word Adar, Adar is spelled in Hebrew. Adar is composed of the Hebrew letters Aleph, Dalet, okay, and Resh. Aleph is the first Hebrew letter. It is the letter for the Father. It is the letter for the Father. So this is a month, and most months start with the letter Aleph. It starts with the letter Aleph, and so no matter what we're doing, if we're going to succeed in this month, if we're going to prosper in this month, then we have to have a yoke. We have to be yoked with the Father, and we've got to be walking with the Father. Okay, we have to be connected to the Father. So no matter how you're feeling or what you're dealing with, always make sure that your connection to the Father. Always make sure you're connected to the Father. Okay, He is always connected to us, but we have to stay yoked to Him, connected to Him. He is the Father. He is our leader. He is our God. Okay, He is our Father. All right, and so then the letter Dalet means door. All right, so because this is and so door means several things, because in John 10, okay, door really means relationship. It means relationship with Yahshua, with Jesus. And the door, we go in the door, okay, so we go in to be with Him, and then we come out, okay, to be led by Him. Also, in our relationship with the Lord, we have the ability to hear the voice of the shepherd. Yahshua is our shepherd. Now, y'all know Yahshua is the Hebrew word for Jesus. Jesus is our shepherd. He speaks to us. This is what makes us a prophetic people. Okay, not that we prophesy, that's important. Not that we have dreams and visions, that is important. Not that we see things in the spirit realm. I am currently right now. I'm publishing a book. It's going to be released in the next month. I'm publishing a book written by a prophet who has had dreams and visions for 30 years, and she compiles some of them and placed in a book. I can't wait to bring her to YouTube and interview her, because some of the visions that she has placed in this book, she saw it in the last decade, and it is now coming to pass. She saw the war. She saw Russia. She saw China. And I can't wait to interview her, and I can't wait for you to get her book, because that book is going to be pivotal in terms of us understanding what's happening in the world. Okay, but as a prophetic people, it's not just the prophet who hears God, but as a prophetic people, we all can hear the voice of Yahshua. We can all hear His voice, and that's what the door means. But the door also means to enter in. Okay, the door means to enter into opportunities. It means to enter into places. All right. It means to enter. It means to enter into areas that have been designed for you. And so, because Adar is spelled with the letter Dalet, this is a month for open doors. Listen, let the doors, just prophesy to your situation. If you're in a stuck place tonight, if you're stuck and you need movement, you need to be moving, but you're not moving, then begin to prophesy in this season that doors are opening for me. Just begin to speak it. But also, because I just don't want you saying stuff, but ask the Lord to show you what are the open doors. Okay, what are the open doors? I had some needs a few months ago, and I began to prophesy open doors, and doors immediately started to open for me. Shayla says, I have vivid dreams often, but not many visions. That's me as well. I've not had, as a matter of fact, I haven't had a vision now in almost 10 years. I had a series of visions back in 2010 to 2012, and I've not had any visions, but there are prophets, there are seer prophets who have they see in the spirit, so they see visions. Okay, they see things in the spirit. That's what a seer is. Okay, but all of us have the seeing ability. We don't have to be a seer to see. All right, but all of us see. We have the ability to see if we can develop that. All right. So this is a month of open doors, opportunities. All right. As opportunities are coming to you, please come back and testify and share with us the doors that are opening for you. All right. And then the third letter in Adar is the letter Resh, which is the letter for the mind. Okay, it also means the head. All right, and so when you see that word, he has made us the head and not the tail. That means that he has given us a mind, and we operate from that mind. Your mind functions according to your thoughts, your feelings, and your choices. So this is a month for us to. It's not just a month for us to live by our own minds, okay? But it's a month for us to align our minds with the mind of Christ. That's the apostolic mind. All right, the mind of Christ is an apostolic mind. It's not a religious mind. But when we take on the mind of Christ, then we begin to think like Christ. We begin to feel, all right, like Christ. Okay, our emotions becomes aligned with his emotions, and then our will aligns with his will, and because your will is actually your choices. So this is a month for us to operate in the mind of Christ. All right. And so Adar means Aleph, Dalet, and Resh. Okay. And each one of those numbers are associated, each one of those letters are associated with a number, because in the Hebrew alphabet, it is both numeric, it is numeric as well as a letter. All right. So Aleph is the number one. So if you're seeing one in any sequence, whether it's 111, 1111, 11, any sequence of one, that number means that the Father is the Father is calling you, or the Father is speaking to you. You need to learn about what the Father is saying and what the Father is doing. All right, Dalet is linked to the number 4. So if you're seeing a lot of number 4s, okay, that means that you're in a season of doors. You're in a season of doors, and an open door. You got to make sure that door is opened by the Lord, and you also have to be careful what doors you go through. Now, again, don't be cynical and don't be afraid. All right, stand in faith, but know what that number 4 is saying to you. That number 4 is saying you're in a. I prophesy, and I know you've been a faithful part of this channel and this community, but I just want to prophesy to you that this is a month for open door. This is a season, because we don't want to limit it to the month. But I hear the Lord saying that He wants you to know what the door is. Okay. All right. And so you had 2 interviews at your current job and was rejected. But listen, rejection, and this is again, okay, rejection can sometimes means that there's another door for you to look at. All right. So maybe the open doors is not at your current job. Maybe it's time for you to move on. I don't know. But listen, okay. I don't know, but I do. I just feel the Lord saying that there's still doors. So even though those doors did not open to you, I still believe the Lord says there are doors for you. Maybe that was preparation for other doors, or maybe there is, because sometimes when a door closes, we have to start looking for other doors. All right. So so even though it's a rejection, it may just be a realignment, Shayla. It may be an alignment. Brian and Oma says, I've been seeing 11:11. Okay. So the Father, and it doesn't mean that you're not walking with the Father, but it simply means that you need to be more attuned to being in relationship, to hearing the Father and moving with the Father. All right, because you will see those numbers until you come to an understanding of what they mean. Until you come to an understanding. Michelle is seeing a sequence 1, 2, 3, 4. And listen, Michelle, that sequence not only does it mean Father. The number 2 is Bet, so that means the house. 3 is Gimel for prosperity. 4 is the open door. But the Lord is saying that you're in a process. All right. The Lord is saying that you're in a continual process. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And it's repetition. And I just heard the Lord say repetition. And so there is a repeating that is going on in your life right now. And the Lord doesn't want you to get amazed. He doesn't want you to get discouraged with that repetition. But the Lord saying that in the repetition, He is actually preparing you to be a master. Amen. Amen. All right. And so Brandy, uh, that's a long time to be. And listen, sometimes you can just see numbers. Sometimes I'm seeing the same numbers, but again, you have to come to an understanding of what that number means, what that number is saying to you. And once you come to an understanding, then you'll stop seeing the numbers until they come again. Some of us have prophetic numbers. Some of us have prophetic numbers. My prophetic number is the number 7. So whenever I see the number 7, the Lord is telling me to be mindful of the cycle or the season that I'm in, which I am. Uh, when there was a period in my life when I would see the number 7 in sequence, and I knew exactly what the Lord is saying. Okay, now Brandy says I'm going through a transition. That is important, but you also, Brandy, and I've counseled people in this because transitions can last longer than the Lord wants them to, and even longer than you want to. And so when you're in a transition, if you don't know where you're going, you need to really seek the Father. All right, and ask the Father to show you where is this transition taking you. I remember back in 2011. That's funny. 2011, the year of 11, I was in a transition. That was one of the most horrible months of my year. I'm going to get back to the Adar teaching, but I really just felt led to minister to y'all tonight. And 2011 was one of the most horrific years of my life. And I was just going through one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another. Finally, I recognized that I was in a transition, but I didn't know. Okay. I didn't know what the transition meant. I didn't know. And it was discouraging me because I was like, why am I suffering this? Why am I going through this? And then a few months later, after I asked that question, I asked the Lord that question. It was in August of 2011. In October of 2011, I went home to Cleveland, Ohio. My grandmother was celebrating her 90th birthday. My grandmother lived to be 96. She went to heaven in 2018. And so I went home to celebrate with my family her birthday, and I visited the ministry of a very well-known prophet, very prophetic, very renowned in prophetic circles. And I went to his church, and he prophesied to me. He prophesied to me that there was an apostolic call on my life, and I was dragging my feet. And he said, and so he said to me, he said, when you raise your banner, sons and daughters, the people that are looking for you are going to find you. And I'm telling y'all, that transition ended at that word. And then a few months later, I met my mentor, Apostle Teresa. And that was in 2012. And then the Lord revealed to me that I was an apostle. All right. Later that year, the Lord revealed to me. So that transition that I was in, it was moving me toward my ministry and my call as an apostle. Okay. So I want you to know that when you're in transition, you are moving somewhere, you're leaving somewhere, because I was leaving the denomination, even though it would be another 5 years before I left the church I was pastoring and the denomination that I had been in, and my father had been in, and my grandparents had been in that denomination. It would be another 5 years, but 2011 was to become my transition. And so then, and so then once I received that prophetic word, I understood what the transition meant. And so when you're in transition, what I'm saying to you, Brandy, is just don't be satisfied with the transition. Learn why. If the Lord tells you why, he may not tell you why. But learn where you're going, because transitions are not supposed to be, they're not supposed to be forever. They're not supposed to be for the rest of your life. A transition means that you are leaving somewhere and you're going somewhere. Okay. And that may mean going somewhere in the spirit. It may mean going somewhere geographically. It may be going into a ministry or going into business. Okay. And so I want to encourage you. I want to help, and if I can help you to at least understand the transition, then please let me know. All right. So Adar, all right. So Adar, in this particular season, because we're talking about a prophetic season, Adar is the season of deliverance. Okay. The Jews were delivered from Haman during the month of Adar. The Jews were delivered. Now, deliverance, so this is a month to celebrate deliverance. All right, this was a month to celebrate deliverance. And and so deliverance is a pay word. Okay, so one of the things we want to understand in this season is what is deliverance. Okay, deliverance is a pay word. Pay is the Hebrew letter for the mouth. All right, let me see. Lady of the Light says, I'm in a situation where I don't know if I should start the door all the way or not. It would also be very painful to do so. Yes. And sometimes transitions are painful, because sometimes transition means leaving people that you love, and it can mean leaving comfort. And it can, so yes, it can be painful, but I can guarantee you, if it's the Lord, then the Lord will not only heal you, but the Lord is he's going to give you a better life. All right, he's going to give you a much better life. All right. And so Brandy says, I know I'm transitioning spiritually and physically. Well, that's great. That's great. All right. So yes, so all I can say to you, Lady of the Light, is don't be indecisive, but again, let the Father lead you. Don't you lead yourself. So you gotta be connected. See, the only thing that kept me in that season was I was connected to the Father. I didn't understand anything that he was doing, but I trusted him. I didn't trust me. I didn't try to understand. Later on, I understood everything. Now I understand that entire year, and I know what the transition was. But you just have to be aligned with the Father and yoked to the Father. All right. And so deliverance is a pay word. So because we're in the pay decade, 2020 to 2029, anytime we see a pay word in the scriptures, that pay word, hey Tyra, good seeing you. Good seeing you. Anytime you see a pay word, that word is speaking to this era that we're living in. All right. And so deliverance as a pay word, it means the mouth. All right. It means the mouth. And so what is deliverance? Deliverance is your confession. All right. Because we overcome by the testimony of what? Our mouth. So deliverance is not just being rescued from the devil. Deliverance is also you speaking or declaring what the Lord is saying or what the Lord is doing in your life. All right. Deliverance also it also means to live. All right. Deliverance means to live. So God delivers us for life. He delivers us to live. All right. Joseph was sent to Egypt to deliver Israel from the famine. So deliverance means to be brought out of a situation. So one of the things I believe the Lord is saying to us in this season is we need to start declaring our deliverance from the pandemic and from the coronavirus. Okay, even though people are still, people are still catching it, but we need to start delivering. Last year, I was just led of the Lord to start declaring the end of the coronavirus, and I started declaring that. And even though I was still being watchful and careful, and I've never been reckless. All right, but I heard the Lord say that you need to start speaking out of your mouth. So a lot of things will change when you start to declare them. Your deliverance will come when you start to speak out of your mouth. Your confession, your testimony, your word becomes reality. All right. And so during this month, Israel, the Jews were delivered from Haman, their enemy. Delivered from Haman, their enemy. And so they celebrate Purim every year to commemorate their deliverance. All right. Now, for us, we're not Jews. Okay. So we don't follow the feast of the Jews, but in these seasons, these are still the times of God. These are still the Hebrew word for time, or the Hebrew word for season is moed. And moed means a time that has been set apart by God for a meeting. So whenever there is a feast in the midst of the month, we don't have to literally observe the feast, but we do want to recognize that this is a prophetic portal that I'm entering in, and I want to know what the Lord is saying. So I believe that this month is a month for us to declare that we have been delivered. We have been delivered from the coronavirus. All right, every last one of you that's on here, because you're still alive. We have been delivered from and see, a lot of the stuff that we saw wasn't the devil, it was the wickedness of man. It was man who tried to shut the church down. It was man who tried to divide us. All right. A lot of things were done out of the wickedness of man's heart, but we have been delivered. All right. So when you begin to speak your deliverance, then Purim is celebrated the 13th and the 14th month, which is March 16th and 17th. So what I'm saying to you, you don't have to keep Purim, but during those 2 months, really try to focus on what is the Lord doing in my month? What is the Lord doing in this season? All right. How is my deliverance being carried out? And how am I walking it out? All right. And so Adar actually begins a season of deliverance, because next month will be in the month of Nisan. And Nisan is also a month of deliverance, because Israel was delivered from Egypt. So in Adar, the Jews were delivered from Haman. Haman is a type of the devil, but he's also a type of the world. The Jews were delivered from Egypt, which is a type of the world. Okay, a type of the world. And how do I spell what, Jackie? Okay, and so we're now in a season of deliverance. Now we have been delivered, okay, by Jesus, and we have been delivered by Jesus. So one of the things we want to declare is, I have been delivered from the hand. Okay, I've been delivered from my enemies, and I have been delivered by Yahshua, or by Jesus. All right, because he is our deliverer. And what is it that we was delivered from? Well, we have been delivered from bondage. We have been delivered from captivity. We have been, the P word that starts, it's Purim, Purim. Can someone spell that for me in the chat box? Purim is the feast. And in a lot of communities, the Messianic Jews will have the celebration. Yes, Purim, Purim. And so if you may live in a community where there are Messianic Jews that will be meeting next week, and you should go and observe it. I actually went to a Purim festival. I was living in Virginia, and I went to Greensboro, North Carolina. There was a Messianic congregation there, and they were celebrating Purim. So I've been looking for one in Atlanta. I'm still planning on going to one next week if I can find one, because I know there are probably quite a few of them here in Atlanta. I just have not been able to find it. But again, for us, it's prophetic. All right. And so what I'm saying to you is during those 2 months, you should set aside to really look at how the Lord is bringing deliverance in your life, how the Lord is speaking to you during those 2 days. What does Purim mean to you? Again, Yahshua is our deliverance. We have been forgiven. Okay, we have been forgiven. That is a major deliverance, y'all. We all of our sins were forgiven uh, in the blood of Jesus by his death on the cross. All right, the penalty of sin, we have been delivered from that, which is death. All right, which is eternal death. Now we still will die in our bodies, but eternally we will never die. Eternally we have life. All right. Okay, Tyra, I will post it if I find one. I'll post it here on YouTube. All right. And so this is what this month represents. It is a pregnant month. It is a leap month. It is a month where we celebrate our deliverance. Okay. It is a month where we celebrate our deliverance from the world, from the devil, and even from our flesh. We have been delivered, and our deliverance is in Yahshua. All right. Do I have any questions? Any questions? Wow, I've had an awesome crowd tonight. This is one of our largest numbers since we've been doing this. Again, I want to encourage you to give. You don't have to, but at the top of the chat box there is a PayPal link to give. There's a Cash App link where you can give to our ministry. And listen, this Sunday, if you are not meeting with your own ministry, this Sunday I'll be back here on YouTube, and I'll be doing worship with the Renaissance Prophetic Network. We'll be having our monthly worship, and we've got a lot of announcements to make about what we're going to be doing. Also, if you are creative and you're interested in being in a group coaching session, we're going to be leading one tonight. But if I don't get any response, then I'm going to have to cancel it because it's a group session. So that means that it has to be more than one person. All right. So if you're interested, just go to the description box and you can learn more about that. I'll take any questions, anything about the prophetic, anything about the month, anything about season. Just know I do not interpret dreams here. If you do want a dream or vision interpretation, you need to go to our description box, and there's a link there that you can follow, and you can submit an offering, and you can then send your dream to my email. Okay, I am so thankful to see so many of you. Okay, KK asked, do they fast on those days? No, see, Purim is a feast of gladness and joy. So there is no fasting. There's only eating, feasting, eating, okay? And so, no, they don't fast. That's not one of the feasts where they fast on. Matter of fact, I don't know of any feast, any of the Hebrew feasts where fasting is included, okay? But I do know Purim is not a feast for fasting. Thank you for the question, KK. All right. I don't know if you are male or female, but thank you for the question. Thank you. All right. All right. Do I have any questions, anyone? No, you don't have to attend prior sessions. Okay. If this is your first time, you can join. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you for being on tonight with us. All right. Um, is that the first Thanksgiving of the year? Don't they have three? I don't think Purim is a Thanksgiving. I don't think it's recognized as a Thanksgiving. It is recognized as a feast of gladness because they were delivered. Okay, KK, sister KK, thank you for letting me know that. All right, but I don't think Purim is a Thanksgiving feast. I know Thanksgiving is central to worship. I can't think of any of the feasts that are really called Thanksgiving, but I know that Thanksgiving is a part of worship. All right, the Cash App is. I'll just go ahead and write it here in the box again because it's at the top, and we always write it in before we start, but you may not be able to see it. So yeah, our Cash App is Apostolic Scribe with the. I always forget to put that cash sign on it. Okay. All right. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle put it in for me. Thank you so much. All right. So do I have any other questions? Thank you so much for being with us. Um, I so appreciate this. Listen, we're gonna, and like I said, we'll be making some announcements soon about some other things that we're going to be offering to our YouTube channel. So I do appreciate you for being here. God bless you, Angela. Thank you for being with us tonight. All of our partners at Renaissance Prophetic Network, thank you for being with us tonight. Cheyenne, Latrell, I think I saw Deborah here as well. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us. All right. All right. So I'm getting ready to sign off, everybody. All right. Oma says, my firstborn nickname is KK. So that's great. That's great. So God bless you. And let us know if we can help you at any time. Reach out to us. Email. You can send me an email. Okay, and try to be with us on this Sunday if you are available at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shalom, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Shalom.